The history of Turkey can be understood in two ways, either as the period beginning with the establishment of the Republic on October 29, 1923, and lasting to the present, or as the longer era of the Ottomans and the earlier Turkic Beyliks. In this case, however, we will be looking at the entire span of recorded history of this land. Music, essentially, we are speaking about the history of the region that today forms not only the Republic of Turkey, but also the wider area of Anatolia. The earliest traces of culture in Anatolia date back to the Stone Age, revealed through artifacts. Because of its unique position at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, Anatolia has served as a cradle for many civilizations since prehistoric times. At the dawn of the Bronze Age, metallurgy reached Anatolia from Transcaucasian cultures in the late 4th millennium BCE, and soon it came under the influence of the Akkadian Empire. Numerous civilizations arose here. Among them was the Hittite civilization, an Indo-European people who appeared in Anatolia in the early 2nd millennium BCE. By 1340 BCE, they had risen to become one of the dominant powers of the Middle East. The remains of Bronze Age cultures, including the Hassanids, Akkadians, Assyrians, and Hittites, offer us glimpses into the daily life, trade, and culture of their people. With the fall of the Hittites, new states like Phrygia and Lydia rose along the western coast. As Greek civilization blossomed, much of Anatolia was eventually absorbed into the Persian Empire. From the east, Persia expanded, gradually exerting influence over Anatolia. Their administrative system divided the region into satrapist territories, governed by satraps appointed by the Persian king. This organization, along with extensive trade and road networks, helped Anatolian cities grow wealthy. In the early 5th century BCE, however, several Ionian cities revolted against Persian rule, sparking the Ionian Revolt. Though quickly suppressed, that revolt led to the famous Greco-Persian War, some of the most significant conflicts of ancient times. These wars not only set the stage for clashes across the Greek peninsula, but also fostered a sense of revenge that, combined with skilled leadership, fueled the rise of the Macedonian kingdom under Philip II and his son Alexander the Great. Alexander eventually seized all of Anatolia and went on to conquer Persia itself. From this period onward, Anatolia came increasingly under Hellenistic influence. After Alexander's death, his empire was split among his generals. The Seleucid Empire, which controlled Anatolia, found itself in conflict with Rome. As Rome's power expanded across the Mediterranean, it gradually secured Anatolia, allowing local rulers to govern while maintaining Roman military protection. During Roman rule, Anatolia developed significantly, though the empire faced instability and invasions. In the 4th century AD, Emperor Constantine the Great founded a new capital at Byzantium, renaming it Constantinople. By the end of that century, Rome had split in two. The Western Empire centered on Rome, and the Eastern Empire centered on Constantinople, what historians later called the Byzantine Empire. Hellenization, begun under Alexander, accelerated, and Greek culture became dominant. Meanwhile, Turkic peoples migrated westward from Central Asia and Mongolia toward Eastern Europe, the Iranian Plateau, and Anatolia. The Seljuk Turks established a powerful medieval empire spanning from the Hindu Kush to eastern Anatolia, and from Central Asia to the Persian Gulf. Constant wars, migrations, and leadership struggles contributed to the Byzantine decline. This decline reached a turning point with the Battle of Manzikert in 1071. When the Seljuks defeated the Byzantines and captured Emperor Romanos IV, the battle opened the way for Turkic peoples to settle deeper into Anatolia. In its aftermath, the Seljuks of Rum established their own state in central Anatolia. As their power weakened, smaller beyliks appeared, each ruled by different leaders. One of these was led by Osman, later known as Osman I, founder of the Ottoman dynasty. Osman's followers included both Turkish tribes and Byzantine defectors, not all of whom were Muslim. Though the exact origins of Ottoman dominance remain unclear, one thing is certain: the Byzantine Empire was vulnerable. Taking advantage of this weakness, the Ottomans expanded into Europe, gradually becoming a major power. By 1400, they controlled much of the Balkans in western Anatolia. In 1453, the fall of Constantinople marked the end of the Roman Empire and solidified Ottoman rule. Over the next centuries, the empire expanded further, peaking in the 16th and 17th centuries. But defeats against powers like Russia and the Habsburgs, coupled with rebellions, inflation, and poor administration, signaled decline. The 19th century brought a wave of nationalist movements. The Serbian Revolution, 1804 to 1815, sparked an era of independence struggles. Arab uprisings followed, including the revolt led by the Al Saud family. In 1821, the Greeks launched their War of Independence, which succeeded in 1830. The French invasion of Algeria in 1831, along with Muhammad Ali's revolt in Egypt, further weakened the Ottomans. From then on, the empire suffered defeats, territorial losses, and failed reforms. By the First World War, the Ottomans were in their final days. Joining the Central Powers, they were defeated, and their lands were partitioned among Greece, Italy, Britain, and France. This humiliation sparked the Turkish national movement, led by Mustafa Kemal. By September 1922, occupying forces had been expelled. On November 1st, the Sultanate was abolished, ending 623 years of Ottoman rule. The Treaty of Lausanne in 1923 secured international recognition of the Republic of Turkey, officially proclaimed on October 29th of that year. Mustafa Kemal, later known as Ataturk, became the Republic's first president, introducing sweeping reforms from granting women more rights to adopting the Latin alphabet. Turkey remained neutral during the Second World War, refusing German requests for military passage. During the Cold War, Turkey's strategic position prompted the US to guarantee its security. In 1952, Turkey joined NATO. Domestic instability followed, with coups in 1960, 1971, and 1980. The 1974 coup in Cyprus and Turkey's subsequent invasion led to the establishment of the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, recognized only by Turkey. Since the 1980s, liberalization of the economy has fueled growth and political stability, while the population soared from about 17 million in the 1930s to over 80 million today. Of course, much more could be said about this rich history, and we plan to cover it in future episodes. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth stories about Anatolia and the Turkish people. And before we finish, we'd like to thank our supporters on Patreon. Your generosity makes this work possible. See you in the next one.